Mr. Kanu has been in the custody of the Nigerian government since 2021 when he was abducted in Kenya. He was extradited from Kenya to Nigeria, and he was taken thousands of miles away to Nigeria. It was found over there and it was sent to Nigeria. But we have terrorists that are actively killing Nigerians that are within the country, but the security forces are not able to capture them. They're not able to do anything to bring them to justice.
I think the system could have done a lot better. It does look like that judge acted on his emotions, and that is the same judge that Wike used to do his dirty work. So it's been that the same judge, Justice Omotosho. It does look like ever since the Civil War, Nigeria has not been the same. It looks like Nigeria did not forgive the Igbos. It does look like they don't want the Igbos in prime political positions in the country, but then again, you want them to be part of the union.
Nnamdi Kanu is in the custody, as we all know, but today, Thursday, November 20th, he appeared in the court and he was asking the judge what was the law or what was the basis of the law that they owed him. And at the end of the day, because the judge didn't like how they proceeded, he ordered him to be kicked out, and I believe he was convicted on the charges against him. Welcome to the Y&E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and engage with us in the comment section. We're talking about Nnamdi Kanu case, and Mr. Kanu has been in the custody of the Nigerian government since 2021 when he was abducted in Kenya. He was extradited from Kenya to Nigeria, and he was taken thousands of miles away to Nigeria. It was found over there and it was sent to Nigeria. But we have terrorists that are actively killing Nigerians that are within the country, but the security forces are not able to capture them. They're not able to do anything to bring them to justice. We've seen videos of bandits displaying money on the internet showing off the gains from kidnappings and all sorts of illegal activities. But in 2021, Mr. Kanu was abducted from Kenya, sent to Nigeria, and he's been in their custody since then. And now they've convicted him of the charges. And even though the law that they charged him with is no longer in effect, but they're still saying that because he was arrested when the law was actually in place, then they will be moving forward with the judgment. So in the next few days, we'll be hearing of the sentencing, and I'm hearing rumors out there of lifetime imprisonment, which is going to be unfortunate. And it's going to be sad. And a lot of his supporters are going to go out there and protest. We've seen pockets of protest about the handling of Mr. Kanu's case. And I believe if this is the route the court is going, there will be seeing more protests coming from Mr. Kanu's supporters.
I think the system could have done a lot better. It does look like that judge acted on his emotions, and that is the same judge that Wike used to do his dirty work. So it's been that the same judge, Justice Omotosho. There's no doubt that his actions, caused a lot of problems in the southeast. People acted on his words. He did make a lot of insightful comment, through the region into some kind of crisis. But a lot of his distance stemmed from the perceived exclusion of the region from the political arrangement of Nigeria. It does look like ever since the Civil War, Nigeria has not been the same. It looks like Nigeria did not forgive the Igbos. It does look like they don't want the Igbos in prime political positions in the country, but then again, you want them to be part of the union. If the country feel like they don't trust them enough to entrust them with the leadership of the country, I think it does make sense for the country to let them go. I think that was what Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for, but the manner and the way he went about it, there were a lot of missteps in his approach, but that does not take away the core issue about his movement, And I think the more Nigerian government try to push that away, what they are just doing is kicking it further down the road, and then without actually addressing it, it will keep resurfacing because the issue has to do with ideology. And Ojukwu fought for that, and when Ojukwu was fighting for that, probably Nnamdi Kanu was a lot younger, probably did not know what was happening, but he, grew up, maybe people talked to him about the whole situation and he picked up the fight again. That is probably what is going to happen in the future again. Many people believe that there should be a political solution to that. But I'm also glad that it went through the court system and the court actually ruled on it. So that becomes a precedent. So tomorrow, if somebody from the north, somebody from any part of the country, do the same thing, I think the same law could be applied to those people. But I honestly think that, all of this could have been handled a lot better. And I also faulted Nnamdi Kanu for him deciding to represent himself. He is not a lawyer. So I think he made a lot of mistakes along the way. But I also think that the judge, acted on his emotions. The judge was too emotional. I think for a judge, I think that level of emotion is not required to be a.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the sentiment that the judge was emotional before he rendered the conviction against Mr. Kanu. And as you all know, wherever you go, judges like to keep decorum in their courts. They want to be in charge because if they don't show that they're in charge, the courtroom will turn into chaos. We've seen it in movies. We've seen it in real life. If you've been to court, you know that the judge has the right to kick out attorneys, whether you're the defense attorney or you're working for the state prosecuting the case. Yeah, the judge has to keep the decorum in the court. And they're not able to do that in their courtroom, then that's a problem. It's okay that the judge had to show who had power. The judge showed Mr. Cannon that I'm in the control of this court. If you don't like it, then I'll kick you out. We've seen cases where judges have held prosecutors or defense attorneys in contempt of the court. And Mr. Kano defending himself was definitely held in contempt of the court. He was asked to be kicked out. He was asked to turn off his microphone, but he was being emotional. You can't fault him for that. The man is fighting for his life. He's been in custody since 2021. So it is time for them to either let him go or convict him and do the sentencing. But it's unfortunate that it looks like Mr. Kano played into their hands because he knew he's an emotional being. Everyone can be emotional, especially when it comes to them losing their lives or losing their freedom. If you're representing yourself, you already know what you're getting yourself into. So he had to speak up for himself and he spoke his mind and the judge didn't like it. The judge kicked him out and then he rendered those convictions against him. Hopefully this will set a precedent, like you said earlier. But I think it's important that people such as Sheikh Gomi in the north that are talking in support of the terrorists would also be investigated and see what's really causing the insecurity issues in the north. Mr. Kanu was only speaking up for his people, and today he's in their custody. And if the Nigerian government has their way, they'll probably keep him there until the end of his life. But there are other terrorists out there, there are terrorist sympathizers that are actively killing people today. But the government is not able to do anything about it. They're not able to prosecute their sponsors. They're not able to prosecute their sympathizers. Here's a man talking outside of the country. And then they found a way to get him from Kenya to Nigeria. Again, Sambisa Forest is a few thousand miles or 100 miles away from the seat of power. And they're not able to get those people that are causing mayhems attacking the military. And it looks like Nigeria is not for everybody. This case proves Nigeria is not for everybody. If you continue to speak up and the government don't like your rhetoric, they'll be coming for you, which is going to be a bad precedent.
Yeah, you are completely correct, and I do want to say that this is not just exclusive to Nigeria. All around the world, whenever you are standing up to the government, it comes with consequences. Most governments around the world, regardless of their, even if it's America, the UK, wherever, a lot of them don't really like when somebody is, against their agenda or against whatever they're doing. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, I think it does look like there are two sets of rules for Nigeria, in Nigeria, one for the north and one for the rest of the country. Like you said, a lot of people would like them to question, a lot of prominent northern politicians about the killings in the north. A lot of people want to be taken into custody, interrogated, investigated, and if found wanting, go through the same this thing that Nnamdi Kanu is going. Whether it's a number 3 man, whether it's number 2 man in Nigeria, whether past governors in the north, whether current governors that has been, sympathizing with the Boko Haram. In fact, one former governor, one wanted a Boko Haram leader was found in his governor's lodge in Abuja. So, and today that former governor is a very prominent politician in Nigeria, and nobody has ever asked him about Boko Haram. In fact, in one picture, he was found having meal with the Boko Harams. So, and nobody has ever bothered to question him about that. And Nigeria has been battling with this insecurity for at least for almost 18 years. This is Nnamdi Kanu, I'm not trying to excuse his actions, but this is him. He was basically adopted, almost kidnapped, because that was what I think that judge ruled, that he was kidnapped from Kenya, brought back to Nigeria to face the law. And meanwhile, we have people in Nigeria walking around, buying Ashobi, throwing party, reintegrating terrorists into our security agencies, killing our security agents. It's just unfortunate that Nigeria has two sets of rules in Nigeria, one for the north, one for the rest of the country. I don't think the statement the federal government is trying to make with this case will achieve its objective, because it looks like they are trying to address the issue of sit-at-homes on Mondays in the East. I don't think this is going to address it. I think this is going to just embolden people. In the face of injustice, it's just going to embolden people to keep doing the sit at home that they've been doing. Though they'll probably know that it's affecting the economy, I don't think they care at this point. Yeah, let us know what you think about the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think the federal government or Justice Omotosho has done a good job, or the federal government just used Justice Omotosho to do their hatchet job? Let us know what you think, and we'll be happy to read your comments. And thank you for your support.